Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to everybody to our first broadcast. This is our first video, and today we are going to be discussing why is the burden not on the kids for creating a single parent household? Why are the kids not getting blame, I should say? First, let me shout out to my sponsors, 80s Tees. Y'all need to go and get some of their stuff. All right, so the question is, why are children not getting some of the blame for being in a single parent household? I think it's a fair question because I know for a fact that some mothers, and if this letter ain't addressed to you, don't open the envelope. Some of you mothers would tell these kids stories so they can create this fake anger and this fake energy towards the father or whoever's taking care of you. When you started out, your dad was your hero, little girls and little boys. Am I telling the truth or am I lying? When you were a kid, was your dad your hero? But all of a sudden, since life has changed, he's no longer your hero because something went wrong between you and him and mom. Y'all decide to take the mom side because you live with her. I get it, some of you are young and don't know the perception or the parameters of the relationship of what went wrong where, but I will say this here. You took the side of the mother because that's who you live with, and you don't understand sometimes your dad has been fighting to get custody of you. But in the event of going to court, sometimes, the dad loses. More than sometime, majority of the time. One thing I'm not going to let you do is continually beseech the father when it's not always his fault. And a lot of you kids look at it like it's the dad's fault all the time. We're not fixing to do that. I'm not saying every situation is the same. If your dad is just a garbage, no good piece of crap, remember, your mother picked him. Your mother picked him. So both of them need blame. Upon creating strong, independent kids and being a strong, independent parent, you forgot what was important in life. And I'm talking to the moms. Y'all forgot what was so important in life. And that was what the kid needed. That was what the kid wanted. You scared that you were going to lose love from the child, that you took him from the other parent that could have helped. So now you're mad and you want to go and put him on child support. Screaming, I need help. I need help. I need help with this child. If you need help with the child, apply for joint custody. Tell them you need joint custody. Tell the courts you need joint custody. No, you don't want to do that because it's not about the child. And y'all kids, listen to me. You should be telling your parents, if you need help with me, mom, apply for joint custody. They don't want to do that. Then out of nowhere, you growing up, going through high school, and your mom is doing a good job with you so far, being a single parent. You grow to develop this hatred for your dad. Now all of a sudden, your dad has changed and went on with his life. He's went on with his life, and you're starting to see pictures of Facebook, him with starting over with a new family, had a couple of new kids. You got a couple of new siblings. They're on cruises and stuff like that, having fun. And now your mother's showing you these pictures and got you in your feelings about nothing, because you could have had that same entertainment. You could have had that same lifestyle, but you chose to live with your mom. And now you got fake hatred in your heart for your dad that done absolutely nothing to you, but tried to be there for you. I'm not saying all of them are like this, but don't get mad with dad because he had to move on with life. Don't get mad with dad because your mother's still holding bitter feelings. I'm not going to let you do that to the dads. What's wrong with the kid? Kid, what's wrong with you reaching out to your dad? It's like, hey, can we have a conversation? Can we have a conversation? What happened with you and mom? Did you ever get your dad's side of the story? That's what I want to know. Did you ever get your dad's side of the story? Because if you didn't, you're only getting half of the story. Did you ever once think that my dad had another side of this story? It's three sides to every story. Her side, his side, then the truth. Did you ever stop to think that he had a side of the story too? Kids, y'all got to do better, because at some point, when you're 13, 14, and 15 or whatever, you're able to make up your own mind and be like, hey, mama, no, this is wrong. I'd like to see my dad as well. This is wrong. I would like to see my dad. Again, if the letter ain't addressed to you, do not open the mail. I'm not talking to everybody. You know, we all got friends that have kids that would tell us about their experiences with their children that are essentially adults but still harboring hatred towards their dad when they've chosen to feel this way, when they've chosen to have the lifestyle that they wanted, but you're mad because people have moved on. You ain't the only person that can move on. The dad has the right to move on too. So while you stuck back there in quicksand in your feelings, dad is elevating. Dad is done elevated and moved on with his life. Ain't it funny how after the child gets to be an adult, the mother all of a sudden wants help with him or her when they can't control the child? We needed that energy earlier in the game. But now you want to just dump the child off on the father when they've been too hard to handle and too cold to hold. And I don't think it's jealousy at all that the kid is mad because dad is not with their mother anymore. I don't think that's it at all. I think they have created fake feelings and fake anger just to be mad at something that they don't have no reason being mad for. It's just stupid to me. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just 100% stupid. I had a girl tell me one time that if her child and her were struggling and they had to sleep in the car, they had to sleep in their car or sleep outside on the porch or anywhere, just for her not to go sleep or go be with her dad who could take care of her and was capable of taking care of her, she said, I'd let my child, my child wouldn't go over there. I wouldn't allow my child over there with him. So you rather for your child to suffer than to go get taken care of. See, this is their mindset. If you needed help that bad, file for joint custody. because you don't need the help. You're just doing this because somebody's done moved on and showed this man a better lifestyle. Somebody's done moved on and showed him peace. Somebody's done moved on and showed him there's a better way of doing things. And I believe it's because the person that the father has moved on to has outclassed you. She may not look better. She may not throw it back better. But the fact that she has outclassed you cannot take it. So again, I still believe kids need to be taking part in being blamed for why they're not in their father's lives. It goes for little girls and little boys as well. You can say, hey, I'm a dad and I'm a mentor. So these are things that I know. So you can say that once the daddy get involved, he's going to be living vicariously through his child through sports. Who gives a damn? Long as he's there. Those extracurricular activities that your son wants to do. Your dad could have knowledge of those things. Why don't a dad need their little girl? Or why doesn't a little girl need their dad? They need to learn how to watch out for the hook. Watch for the hook. Need their fathers. And what I'm now seeing as far as a rebellion aspect goes, I'm starting to see there are a lot more daughters rebelling against their mothers, and mothers are starting to want to outdo their daughters and be as young as their daughters. If you had a father, that wouldn't be taking place. If you had a good, strong father, that wouldn't be taking place. A lot of them starting to see that your mother's not always right. Your mother's not always right. Your parents wasn't always right. That even goes back to the days of old when my grandparents were first starting to court. Your parents wasn't always right. Your mom wasn't always right. If that was the case, where's your dad? Got to put a lot of the blame on some of you kids, because you could go and ask these questions. Some of you guys can go and be disruptive and disrespectful to teachers and authority figures, but you can't go find the time to hold a conversation and hold your dad accountable or ask him why y'all ain't in each other's lives. Because I'm going to be honest with you. It only takes a couple of times for me or a real father for you to show me or anybody else of my status that I'm wasting my time. We have to move on. We have to move on and find and place our love where it needs to be placed. You know what I'm saying? So I want you kids to start going out here. Single parent, if you're just living with your mom and your mom has told you bitter things about your father, get out here. Find out for yourself. It's too many ways to find out about who's missing. I mean, where you can find this person and how you can do this. You can find your dad and, hey, Dad, look, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's MySpace, or whatever it is. You can go find your father and ask him, hey, man, what happened? Why haven't you been in my life? What happened? I promise you, it's not going to be the same story that your mother told you. And like I said, if this mail isn't addressed to you, please don't open the envelope. This has been our first broadcast, and we will be back tomorrow. Thank y'all for joining.